This Omega Mart video is proudly sponsored by Hunt a Killer, the monthly subscription box set that lets you solve fictional murder cases. Fun! With each box including items from this dimension. You can find yourself down the rabbit hole as a detective with your friends. It's family fun with realistic police reports, autopsy results, and physical evidence relating to the missing individuals.
Hi, I'm a celebrity, and I endorse this product. I'm currently investigating the Blair Witch version. Its main story features a young boy going missing in the Burkittsville forest, and it's up to you to rummage through the demonic possessions sent in your container to find out what happened.
Perfect for game night with the kids. Each box is shipped out monthly to your door, but you don't have to wait that long. You can easily order the next one whenever you want. Hunt a Killer goes by your own pace. So appease the gods today and visit huntakiller.com/InsideAMind to get 20% off your first box by using the promo code InsideAMind. Again, make sure to use code InsideAMind for 20% off.
I have 2 boxes. Good old tattooed chicken right there. Whale song made from blubber, apparently. I got some corn plenty? You like this unboxing? It's great, isn't it? Hey. Some nasty plastic. This is me, live on Twitch, opening up some of the most ridiculous products I purchased from this shopping center known as Omega Mart. Located at Area 15 in Las Vegas, Nevada, Omega Mart first appeared to be just a regular supermarket with some strange products that you could purchase. But even the commercials online were suggesting that there was something about this place that wasn't natural. Multiple adverts scattered across the internet, one featuring an active phone number that you could call regarding lemons.
This is an important message for customers who have recently purchased Omega Mart lemons. Some customers have confused Omega Mart lemons with lemons. For that, we're sorry. Please return this product to Omega Mart immediately, or for assistance, please call the number on your screen. For your safety, this product has been removed from our shelves and will be carefully disposed of. Omega Mart thanks you for your continued trust.
Omega Mart, you have no idea what's in store for you.
And if you called the number to return your lemons, you'd get this.
Omega Mart.
Thank you for calling Omega Mart, the #1 supermarket in the world. If you're calling about Omega Mart lemons, press 1. If you're calling about Omega Mart orange drink, press 2. If you or a loved one has been recently exposed to Omega Mart brand lemons, please return them to your local Omega Mart store or dispose of them safely in a lead container, buried a minimum of 5 feet below the ground and 3 miles from any known water source. Use of earplugs is strongly advised. Omega Mart thanks you for your continued trust.
A quick Google of Omega Mart will help you find their official website, featuring some of the products that I later purchased for the unboxing stream. One item includes the Definitely Not Butter air freshener spray, with a description angrily shouting who told you this was butter. There's the tattooed chicken stashed in a can, which is pretty self-explanatory, and also another product known as the Experience Tube, which is pretty much a giant sock with 2 holes, one for your head and the other for your friends, so you can begin a conversation in this magical tube.
It works! The Experience Tube is kinda working. I don't even know if you can see me.
Exploring this place further will lead you to another website called DramCorp, a company that claims to be the founders of Omega Mart and are experimenting with some highly advanced technology beyond our understanding. They have an employee's login page, but there isn't really a password. In fact, you can just smack your head against the keyboard and it will instantly grant you access. Not much information can be found here other than the site telling you that you can get an Omega Mart ID card if you visit the location yourself. And so, that's what many people did to find out more.
Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the West. More specifically, Las Vegas, Nevada, and even more specifically than that, we are at Area 15.
One YouTuber known as the Carpetbagger traveled to the location in late February, shortly after its opening.
Alright, and we are officially in Omega Mart. Check this out. New car flavor, Omega. Oh, you can see the different varieties of cola. Miracle Liquid, Bog Water. There is so much to look at. I'm losing my mind already.
After exploring the location and seeing many of the strange products being sold, one employee overhears that he likes alternate realities, and so they suggest to go and grab a drink at the cooler.
Alright, so to go get a drink. See the soda cooler here. Whoa. Alright, we're heading into the cooler, and you see the sodas are distorting around us. Where are we? I guess this is the manager's office. A bunch of books on Area 51. Yeah, Jackalope up there.
Suddenly, this person is no longer in a supermarket, but in an area of the building that we didn't even know existed.
Oh my. Oh my.
As you may have already guessed, this isn't a regular supermarket. In fact, the company that is claiming to be the founders of the store isn't real either. The whole thing is created by a company known as Meow Wolf, and their goal was to create an alternate reality for you to explore.
We take a lot from, open world action games, adventure games. Grand Theft Auto is probably a good example. You can play the storylines, or you can just mess around in the world, And we like giving people that optionality. Because a lot of people just want to go in there and they just want to take pictures, and that's totally fine, Or if you're a younger kid, if you're 5 or 6 years old and you're not into reading a bunch of material, you just want to run around and treat it like a playground,
This is Vince Kadlubek, the founder of Meow Wolf, which is an art installation company that has been wanting to break the norm of the art industry and tell interesting stories throughout the projects they make. I recently got an interview with Vince to talk about Omega Mart and the history of Meow Wolf.
We rented a space and we all met in a living room and we all said all right, do you want to start an art collective? And so, I called that first meeting, and at the end of the meeting, we decided, yes, we're all into it. And we decided to give ourselves a name. And so we put a bunch of words in one hat and a bunch of words in another hat and started pulling out combinations of words. And that's where Meow Wolf came from.
It also turned out this wasn't the first time Meow Wolf attempted to make a supermarket.
A couple of our founders, Emily Montoya and Benji Geary, and myself, we were all talking in the kitchen, and Benji said, I would really love to do a grocery store at some point. And we were just dreaming about this grocery store. What if we did an actual grocery store and we were able to fill an entire grocery store with stuff? Of course, we didn't have money. We didn't have any way to do that. We didn't have a real space. But the two of them ended up taking this idea to the Meow Wolf group and doing it in the warehouse space that we had. And it was sort of this grungy, otherworldly, garage sale is really what it felt like. You walked into the space and there was these shelving that we pulled out of dumpsters or that we got donated to us. There was a bunch of gallons of milk that were filled with multicolored fluorescent liquid, boxes that were scribbled on, cereal boxes that were scribbled on. And yeah, we called it Omega Mart and opened Omega Mart in 2009. And I probably honestly 15 people came to the show total for over the course of 2 months. But that was sort of the first iteration of Omega Mart. We always really loved it as an idea, as a concept, but we never had the capacity to really deliver on the concept.
Even though the first project wasn't a success, it was only 3 years later, in 2012, that they decided to give the project another try.
fast forward 3 years and get to 2012. And in 2012, we ended up renting a space in a strip mall. And so we had like a legitimate like commercial strip mall space. And so we decided to do Omega Mart again. And this time we raised some money from a foundation, actually the Burning Man Foundation, so Black Rock Art Foundation. And we ended up working in the Santa Fe Public Schools, and we worked with a bunch of kids. And we kind of turned it into like a media literacy curriculum where we worked with kids on developing products, but in a way that was like tongue in cheek. So it's like we wanted them to learn about how marketing was, manipulative, and how marketing was over the top, and we wanted them to become the producer of the goods rather than, kids are always just the consumer of goods. So we wanted them to become the producer of goods. And that was awesome. We worked with like 2,000 kids and ended up producing like a ton of different products that we then lined the shelves with in the strip mall, and opened Omega Mart again. And this time we started to do like more branding and like, coupons in the local newspaper. And we staged this entire like fake protest for people who like didn't want Omega Mart in town, like, people who didn't want the big box store in town. And we opened it as if it was a real grocery store. And so it was really funny because like the first day that we opened, there was a bunch of people standing outside, sitting in line outside, wanting to get in there and shop. But it was just like a big practical joke. And so that one was cool. That one we actually got to like do murals on the walls, and we had a cash register, and like we got a lot of people coming through the door for that show.
But despite the fun they had, Meow Wolf slowly went dormant for a few years due to the projects not making a profit and real life getting in the way.
What was a passion project in our 20s had become like this really tough obligation. We wanted to keep the Meow Wolf dream alive, but it was just too taxing on our lives. We worked day jobs, and then once we got off of our job, we'd go and do Meow Wolf stuff, and it just became too much. And so everybody was kind of going their separate ways, and we hadn't met for like years, for like a couple years. Nobody had come to meetings, and the Meow Wolf name had sort of just been dormant, other than some music shows and some parties that we were throwing. But we hadn't done a show in a long time, an exhibition in a long time. And so I basically said like, look, I want to keep the dream alive, and I really think we need to do a permanent exhibition. We need to do a large scale, like true production. And so the first place to start with that is to try to find a space. You don't know, you need to know where you're going to do something in order to like actually get the gears turning. So we kind of went on a hunt around Santa Fe and found this old bowling alley that had been derelict for like 7 years. And we walked through it, and it was like such a dream building. It was like 30,000 square feet. There's plenty of parking. It used to be a bowling alley, so like families are used to going there, and it was like a perfect building. But we didn't have any money. The real estate broker was like, "How much money do you have, Vince?" And I said, "None." And they said, "How much money does Meow Wolf have?" And I said, "None." And so he said, "Okay, well, write down the names of like every person you know who might be able to buy this building." And one of those names on my list was George R.R. Martin.
Yes, you heard it correctly. George R.R. Martin, the man behind Game of Thrones, had a part to play in the success of Meow Wolf.
I knew him because he hired me as a marketing director for a movie theater that he owns. And so I had met him there, and like, I just shot him an email sort of out of nowhere. It said, "Hey, George, there's this building in the center of town, and I think we would do something really cool with it if you bought it. If you bought it and rented it to us, we would do something really cool with it." And I told him, I was like, "There's a house, there's a family that lives in this house. We're gonna actually build the house. And then there's gonna be these secret passageways inside of the house that then lead into other dimensions." And he was just like sold.
And so, Meow Wolf began their first big project in Santa Fe. It was called House of Eternal Return. If you visit this place in Santa Fe, you will enter a house that belongs to the Selig family, which is currently under quarantine because something happened there, and it's up to you to figure out the events that unfolded. The official website, known as thecharter.org, gives you video logs and character profiles of each family member, including the family hamster that may or may not be a spy.
You come into the living room, everything to this point is very normal. Once you get to the dining room, you really get a sense like, okay, something's not quite right.
This is where the family ended up breaking their universe. So there's a lot of subtle things that let you know that something huge happened here. We have the ripples on the ceiling. You have that.
After 18 months of working on the production, it was an instant success.
Overnight, blew up. Just like lines out the door, visitors flying in from Dallas and from Denver and from, Vegas and Phoenix. And people just responded incredibly well. We spent a bunch of time, like many months after, just trying to handle the crowds, like staffing up for it and getting people on payroll and getting HR up and running and becoming a legitimate business. But as creatives, as artists, like we wanted to keep going, like the house was a big success, but we wanted to do bigger projects in bigger cities.
Cut to 2021, and Meow Wolf decided to go back to their old idea of a grocery store, but this time do exactly what they wanted with it.
And we just opened Omega Mart for the third time in Las Vegas, Nevada. And that's a 5,000 square foot grocery store. But that's not the entire project. It then opens up to like 30,000 square feet or something of exhibition space, of like art and exploration and jungle gym and digital projections and all sorts of stuff. I mean, like we have like 200 products that you can actually buy in the grocery store. There's a whole narrative around the company that owns Omega Mart. They're called DramCorp. And we really immerse people in an alternate reality, like a story universe that feels real, is real in a lot of ways.
And so, in February of 2021, Omega Mart opened up to the world in Area 15 of Las Vegas, Nevada, to immerse you in a world that no place has ever done before.
Yeah, we worked with an ad agency called Wyden & Kennedy. They do a lot of really funny, they do all the Old Spice commercials, like they do a lot of really like funny tongue-in-cheek, like subversive advertising. And they latched onto the project and produced like a ton of billboards, commercials, coupons and magazines. And we decided to push out Omega Mart to the public as if it's a real grocery store.
Hey, what's Omega Mart?
Huh? Omega Mart? What's Omega Mart?
Yeah, what is Omega Mart?
What's with all the questions? Howdy, I'm Willie Nelson. Omega Mart is just a totally normal supermarket in Las Vegas, and I'm a celebrity you can trust.
Really?
Howdy, partner. It's like we always say. Omega Mart, you have no idea what's in store for you. Just off I-15 in Las Vegas, next to the Big Gorilla. Tickets on sale now.
There's a lot of people who are coming to Omega Mart that don't even know that it's fake, and they don't know that like there's more to it than just the grocery store. And I wish I was one of that. I wish I was one of those people. I wish I was like had the opportunity to be as surprised, about it as they are.
When I first started looking into Omega Mart, I noticed quite a few people were just writing this off as an art installation whenever someone brought it up. And I feel that's a tad disrespectful. Not that art installations are bad, but it's like telling someone a film is just moving pictures, so therefore you shouldn't care about its story. Not only is Meow Wolf breaking norms by creating art that you can touch, climb, read, play, or basically do whatever you want with it, it's also got their employees to play as characters and help you immerse yourself in this world of this supermarket. There's even parts of the story that haven't been released yet, and it's up to the audience to find it themselves. And once they do, it'll cause a chain reaction where more parts of the story will be released.
Right now, there's like a locked gate that's keeping people away from that material. And so, but at some point we hope that people will unlock it, and then we can get to we can open up a new chapter of the story. But it's gonna be up to the user. It's gonna be up to the individual as to when that opens and when that new story is revealed. We want as much of this to be user driven as possible.
Mm-hmm. So there's the option to find that story there right now. It is just obviously a question of when someone will find it and uncover it.
The story's there, and then there'll be different collaborative missions and tasks that will start to like put people on the path towards opening it, and yeah, that's an important part of how we think about all of our exhibitions, is that they're new chapters to an ever evolving story world. And hopefully someday we start doing television and film and books and comic books, and the story universe starts to get filled in with a bunch of different types of media.
This isn't just something you experience and you have to keep it to yourself. Meow Wolf encourages you to share your experiences and talk about the story between you and your friends. They encourage people like the Carpetbagger to go in there and record what they find and share their thoughts and theories. I'm currently planning an RV tour across the United States, and in that journey, I'm wanting to visit Omega Mart and House of Eternal Return to record what I find. I'll be traveling with Nathan Barnett, otherwise known as Dad, and a few others. If anyone wants to help fund it, I'll be doing a subathon live on Twitch, where I plan to stream non-stop for at least a couple of weeks. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.